A very warm welcome to today's game on match day 8 of the J.League 2. It's Tochigi against Zweigen Kanazawa. Stick with us here for all the build-up. There'll be interviews with the managers in just a moment. That's a look at the weather. You can see a few drops of rain falling in the Kanseki Stadium in Tochigi. Should make the passing nice and slick if the players can deal with the conditions. Tochigi and Zweigen Kanazawa getting ready to do battle today in the Kanseki Stadium. Manager Yu Tokisaki of the home team. He's got his team looking for a place further up the table. There they are. Tochigi on 11 points in 5th position. Zweigen Kanazawa only 2 points further behind. Very similar records so far this season. 3 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats for Tochigi. And their opponents, there they are at the top of the lower half of the table in 12th. 2 wins, 3 draws and 2 defeats. So not much separating the two teams. Goal differences very, very close as well. This is how the home team arrived. Nice to see the fans greeting them upon their arrival. In just a moment, we will have a word with Yu Tokisaki, the Tochigi manager, and Masaki Yanagishita, the Zweigen Kanazawa coach, of course. But this is how the hosts made it to the Kanseki Stadium. That's how we expect Tochigi to line up today. 3-4-2-1. Yuji Senema, the number 9, leading the line against his old club, Zweigen Kanazawa. He'll definitely be looking for goals. The Tochigi number 9. Look out for him up top. Kaito Suzuki as well, the number 35, the left of the 3 centre-backs for Tochigi, just 19 years of age. Getting a start today, big moment for him. On loan from Jubilo Iwata, young Kaito Suzuki. And this is how Zweigen Kanazawa line up, the classic 4-4-2, and they've also got a player up top in Yohei Toyoda, the number 19, who's played for Tochigi as well. So a duel between 2 strikers who've represented both of these teams. Which one will come out on top today? Will it be Zweigen Kanazawa's number 19, Yohei Toyoda, or will it be Tochigi's Yuji Senema? That remains to be seen over the course of the next few hours. There is Yuji Senema, unsurprisingly picked out as a key player for today's game.
3連戦、前節は北関東ダービーを取って2連勝と好調です。具体的にどんな手応えを感じていらっしゃいますか？
そうですね、ピッチの中で選手たちがさまざまな状況、シチュエーションの中で判断できるようになってきましたし、耐えるべきところを耐えれたりとか、そういったところはすごく積み上がってきていると思います。
中3日と時間ありませんでしたが、選手の皆さんの様子はいかがでしたでしょうか？
連勝しているっていうこともあって非常に明るいですし、またコンディションを回復させる選手と、それからゲームに向けて強度を上げる選手分けてトレーニングしてきましたけど、みんながいい状態で準備できていると思います。
今日の対戦相手、金沢の印象はいかがでしょう？
はい、ストロングがあるチームですし、チーム一体となって攻守にハードワークしてきますし、非常に攻撃のテンポもいいですし、手強い相手だと思います。
その金沢相手に3連勝がかかった今日の試合ですが、勝つためにどんなところがポイントになりますか？
お互いにこのゲームを取りたいという気持ちがぶつかり合う試合になると思いますけども、連戦の最後ということで終盤間違いなくお互いに足が止まるシチュエーションになると思うので、交代選手も含めた、残り時間というところが非常に重要な、なんですかね、ポイントになってくると思います。はい、
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ここまで3試合負けなしです。チームの雰囲気や状況をどのように感じていらっしゃいますか？
開幕当初とあまり変わってなくて、いい状態だと思います。
3連戦、中3日と時間がない中で、改めてどんなことに重きを置いて選手の皆さんに伝えてこられますか？
一番はもうコンディションを整えるということと、であと、栃木がどういうような攻撃をしてどういうような守備をするということは一応伝えました。
その栃木ですが、どのような印象ですか？
今、攻撃に関しては多少長いボール入れて押し込んだ状態で崩していく、最終的にはクロスかなと。で守備に関しては準備できたら前からどんどんプレスかけて、おそらく高い位置でボールを奪いたいという守備を目指してるんだろうなと思ってます。
その栃木から勝ち点3を取るために金沢としてどんなことを表現することが大事ですか？
多少激しいプレーがあってもそこをしっかり準備しといてボールを動かして、できたスペースを使うことができれば十分チャンスは作れるし、守備に関しても一つセカンドボールを自分たちで拾うことができればまた、攻撃につなげることができるんで、そのあたりがポイントだと思っています。
ありがとうございます。はい、
Well, there we go then. We've had the thoughts of the two respective managers for today's game. Tochigi, coached by Yu Tokisaki, Zweigen Kanazawa. The visitors here today at the Kanseki Stadium Tochigi. They're coached by Masaki Yanagishita. Both managers giving their thoughts, but of course the focus on the number 9, Yuji Senima for Tochigi, and the number 19, Yohei Toyoda. One goal apiece that they've got this season. These fans want more from the number 9, Senima. He will be leading the line today. Big chance for one of these strikers to get a goal against their former employers. Neither team particularly struggling for goals. 5 in the last 5 for Tochigi. And on the right of your screens, it's Zweigen Kanazawa in their white shirts, their white away shirts. They've scored 7 in their last 5, so slightly more of a goal threat carried in terms of recent form from Zweigen Kanazawa. Only 2 points behind in the table, but a massive 7 places behind. That's how close it is in these early stages of the season. Only match day 8 today in the J-League 2. But thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you with us here from the Kanseki Stadium in Tochigi. Symbolic kickoff to get things underway. The players will be taking to their formations in just a moment. This is how Tochigi are lining up. Shuhei Kawata in goal. The back three, the centre-backs, Suzuki, Gutierrez and Onodera in the midfield. Omori, Nishia, the captain, Shosato and Toshiki Mori. And the front three, Tepe Yachida, Uma Tokac, and Yuji Senima, the number 9. Nobody in either of these sides has scored more than 1 goal all season. Surely somebody will be the first to get their second goal today. 6 players in the Tochigi side have managed a solitary goal so far this season, 7 in the Zweigen Kanazawa side. So the odds on somebody getting their second goal are pretty high. This is how Zweigen Kanazawa line up. Manager Yanagishita with the 4-4-2 formation. Shirai in goal. Nagamine at left back. Honoya Shoji, Daisuke Matsumoto, Riko Matsuda. They're the back 4. And then in the midfield, Shintaro Shimada, Hiroya Matsumoto, Keita Fujimura and Sho Hiramatsu. And the top 2, Masamichi Hayashi and the number 19 against his old club, Yohei Toyoda. Will definitely be looking out for this duel today. That will come up often, I'm sure. Yohei Toyoda, the number 19, up against the number 9 of Tochigi, Yuji Senima. Two teams with their final huddles before the kickoff. Play has begun for round 8 of J-League 2. Tochigi against Zweigen Kanazawa. Tochigi in their yellow and blue. Zweigen Kanazawa in the away shirts, all white today. Plenty of rain falling at the Kanseki Stadium. There's an early one for the keeper to gather, and they're claiming that that was a pass back, you know, not even 30 seconds into the game. And we might have a rather unusual situation here. Here's another look at it. Ball lofted forward by Zweigen Kanazawa, and it was just volleyed back towards the goalkeeper, who really didn't see much option except to gather the ball, but it was a deliberate pass back. That's something we don't see very often at all, and yet inside the first minute here, it's going to be a free kick for the away team, Zweigen Kanazawa, from inside the penalty area. Hardly a surprise that absolutely everybody back to try and cover this one. Plenty of yellow shirts in the penalty area, but plenty of white shirts in there as well. The captain, Hiroi, making his way over. Masamichi Hayashi's in there too. 6 or 7 players around the ball, but who will it be to take the final shot? You've got the player lying down as well. What a bizarre opening minute and a half we've had here. Tochigi, the home team, just need to switch themselves on here. What can Zweigen Kanazawa make of the free kick? Surely it's going to be hammered towards that wall. Can they find a gap in the Tochigi defence? Hiramatsu standing in front of the wall, trying to make a nuisance of himself. Yuki Nishia, the Tochigi captain, ready to launch himself towards the ball from the side there. Toyoda waiting for any kind of rebound, early movement. It's going to be just rolled off and then shot towards goal, and it does hit the wall. Blocked valiantly by the Tochigi defence. They had no option but to throw themselves at it and throw everything at that. Here's another look at it. The shot from Matsumoto Hiroya. 3 or 4 players over to it. Well, how's that for 2.5 minutes of action? Nishiya holding his hand. I wonder if he was hit on the wrist there, as several players flung themselves towards the ball, but they've still got some defending to do. Tochigi, corner, and it goes all the way through into the middle. That could be anybody's ball, and it's fired down towards the goal line. That was a brilliant stop from Kawata. Once the loose ball had fallen from the corner, it looked almost certain that Zweigen Kanazawa would get a clear shot at goal, and when they did, Kawata absolutely got his body in the way brilliantly. Tochigi, they've got to play it down here. The referee's going to bring a temporary halt to proceedings. It's the number 4, Sho Sato. Here's a look at what happened exactly. Just lands awkwardly there. Oh, it's a very heavy landing for Sho Sato. He's going to be feeling a bit winded after that, the 28-year-old midfielder. Here's another look at how close Zweigen Kanazawa were to the equaliser. Heroic stuff from the goalkeeper. His defender was down in front of him. Had to make his way over the top of Carlos Gutierrez, but blocked brilliantly from Toyoda. Both of the front two in there for Zweigen Kanazawa. Hayashi and Toyoda looking for the opener. Both thwarted by Shuhei Kawata. Only 2 clean sheets this season so far for Kawata. Still in the early stages of the year, of course, but number 1, Kawata, will be looking for another clean sheet today, undoubtedly. 21 in total in his time at Tochigi. Keeper Shidai looks long. The defence have let that one bounce on a couple of occasions there. Made it perhaps a bit more difficult for themselves than they could have done. Kanazawa on the right. Ball's turned over though. Fujimura who lost it. Heavy challenges flying in, and another one. They do come away with it though, Kanazawa. It's Fujimura who had it back, the man who lost it initially. Matsumoto into the box. 2 Matsumotos in this Kanazawa squad today. Daisuke Matsumoto in the defence and Hiroya Matsumoto in midfield. Nagamine penalised, the left back. Again, Tochigi struggling to keep hold of possession. It's back with Zweigen Kanazawa, all the way back in defence in the end, but difficult in these opening stages for the home team to build anything without much of the ball. Keeper's out to get that one away. I said there were 2 Matsumotos actually in the Zweigen Kanazawa lineup. It's Matsumoto Daisuke. He's not in the defence today. Not that they've been tested yet, but Tochigi have a chance here to create something. Their first attack with real potential as we tick towards 7 minutes. Out on the left-hand side now. It's given away carelessly though. Chance for a break on perhaps down the right-hand side for Zweigen Kanazawa. Loose pass out for the throw-in. Toyoda can't keep it in play. Kaito Suzuki got the ball started, moving across the Tochigi defence. Might come back to him. This time he looks left. Short Omori starting the attack up the left-hand channel. Again, Suzuki tries to get things going, and again, it's broken down. Very well organised thus far from Zweigen Kanazawa. Masaki Yanagishita has got his side set up well. Both teams on a bit of an unbeaten run coming into this game. Tochigi unbeaten in 4, and they've won their last 2 as well. So you'd expect them to find some rhythm and settle at some point in this first half, even though Zweigen Kanazawa have had the better of it so far. They themselves unbeaten in 3. Haven't been beaten away from home at all season, with 2 wins and 2 draws from their 4 away games. That pass into the box had too much heat on it, drifting straight out. Little hand up by way of apology. No way that Masamichi Hayashi was going to get on the end of it. So Shuhei Kawata can get things going again for Tochigi as they look to gain a foothold inside 10 minutes in this game. Kawata, the standout player so far, already one excellent stop to deny Yohei Toyoda. Here come Tochigi. Found a bit of space on the left, chance to get something into the box. It's low, but it's not a good delivery. Cleared away. 4 Tochigi players there to get it back though. Captain Nishiya. Nice turn from him. Finds Kaito Suzuki. Carlos across the defence. Just very patient at the moment from Tochigi. There are players in the opposition half, but they're not looking to move it forward too quickly. They can see what they can get, but they don't get anything there. Kanazawa defence come up with another important intervention. Matsuda looks forward on a good run of form. Matsuda provided some brilliant assists in recent games for Zweigen Kanazawa. They've taken 8 points away from home, Zweigen Kanazawa, so far. That's 3rd place in the J2 League in terms of their away form. Difficult proposition to beat them away from home. Tochigi will be aiming to do just that, of course, today. The game just settling down now after those strange early scenes. The free kick from inside the penalty area for Zweigen Kanazawa inside the first minute. If you've just joined us, a pass back was picked up by Shuhei Kawata. The free kick was blocked valiantly by the Tochigi defence. The corner so nearly led to the opener. Big chances for Hayashi and Toyoda. Goalkeeper Kawata was in the way. Still the positioning of Zweigen Kanazawa giving Tochigi some difficulties. And the defence wasn't under that much pressure. Kenya Onodera puts it out for a throw-in by accident. Zweigen Kanazawa just getting a bit of a benefit from their press there. Keeper Shirai goes long downfield, and they've won the second ball here, Zweigen Kanazawa. Attacking chance. That's a great ball out to the right. Might have been offside. Hint of that, but no flag up. Keeper's going to have to come down, clear up the danger. Kawata does exactly that. Referee puts a hand out just to say he's seen it. There's a little bit of afters there. You thought might have been a conversation between Carlos Gutierrez and the Zweigen Kanazawa attack. No tensions boiling over just yet, though. Tomonobu Hiroi. It's whipped forward, but the header won easily by Carlos, the centre-back. Matsuda looking for options. He's got Fujimura there. Spread it across into the penalty area. Keeper's got to deal with that one with his feet, but there could be a chance for a long shot. Not quite quick enough from Zweigen Kanazawa. The attack still going. They're still in possession in the final third. Matsuda goes down the line. He's going to get the ball back here, Rico Matsuda. Cross whipped in. It's high. It's going to be difficult to get power on that, but who's going to win that second ball? Carlos Gutierrez is there to do so. Tochigi bring it away. Good challenge to break down the attack before it even begun there. Toshiki Mori stopped in his tracks. Good defending from Yuto Nagamine. Tochigi have only won one of the previous meetings between these sides in recent years. 7 draws, 4 victories for Zweigen Kanazawa. So they dominate the head-to-head in that sense. It's been very, very tight if you look through the recent results between the teams. Kenya Onodera, the scorer of the winning goal back in November 2021. A narrow 1-0 victory for Tochigi on that occasion. Before that, a 1-1 draw, another draw, a 1-0 win for Zweigen Kanazawa, and then 3 draws on the bounce. So, very binary looking set of results as Zweigen Kanazawa try to get the ball forward. It's headed away towards Toshiki Mori. That does suggest, though, that the odd goal could be very, very important. Puts even more emphasis on that brilliant stop from Shuhei Kawata in the very early stages of this game. It's settled down now as we reach the quarter-hour mark. Big moments came inside the first 2 or 3 minutes, really. Since then, the teams just trying to sound each other out a little bit. Zweigen Kanazawa looking the more comfortable in possession. They've put Tochigi under pressure so far. Tochigi, the home team here in the Kanseki Stadium, struggling to find the spaces, struggling to find options when they are on the ball. Away team Zweigen Kanazawa showing why exactly it is that they're unbeaten in their 4 away games this season. Tochigi, though, have got to draw some confidence from the fact that they won both of their last 2 games. 2-1 win over JEF United Chiba, and a 1-0 win last time out against Mita Hollyhock. Gutierrez with an injury time winner in that win on match day 6 against JEF United. Tochigi on the right-hand side. Again, struggling for options. No quick passes forward. The game certainly hasn't broken out into all-out attack yet. There's a little bit of promise in this one from Tochigi. On the left-hand side, had the overlap coming. Went inside instead, shooting chance. Would have taken something very special from there. Ömer Tokac thought about it. Got 1 goal and 1 assist to his name this season. That shot was blocked before it even began, though. Here's a look at the foul. Gutierrez getting there first and just standing on the ball. Looked like a fairly innocuous collision between Toyoda and Carlos. Toyoda back on his feet, though, the number 19 for Zweigen Kanazawa. Header back into their own half from Zweigen Kanazawa. That's looped forward. Easy enough for the goalkeeper, though. There's a little bit of a hit and hope on the ball forward, but it worked out well for Tochigi in the end. Needed a good challenge from Zweigen Kanazawa, and it got one as well. Here they come again, though, Tochigi. Starting to build into this game a little bit. Short Omori looks for the return ball to Tokac. Doesn't work. Another good challenge. It's going to be a Tochigi throw-in. Quick footwork from Hiramatsu, but he couldn't keep the ball in play. That's why Omori has a chance with the throw-in. Headed down by Gutierrez. Nishia needed to win that to stop the break. If he'd have let that one run away from him, it could have been a bit dangerous, actually, even inside their attacking half. Don't want to be giving the ball away in those positions, and they didn't. Kaito Suzuki, the 19-year-old. Omori goes down the line again. He might be the only option to come back to. He's not, though. That's well managed, but there's nobody in there for the cross. It's going to drift harmlessly out of play. That rather sums up the attacking potential so far in the first 19.5 minutes from Tochigi. Yu Tokisaki's side really struggling to gain a foothold in the attacking sense. Yuki Nishia there, the captain, the number 7 for Tochigi. Another of the many players on the pitch today with 1 goal to their name this season. Needed the touch from Carlos just to stop that ball running through. Zweigen Kanazawa have rather lost their way in an attacking sense in the last 10 minutes or so as well, after looking good for the opening stages. Still very early in the game, though. Can definitely expect things to change. Suzuki's ball forward, not quite accurate enough. Yuji Senema getting a little frustrated in the centre. We've hardly seen anything from the Tochigi number 9. It's a nice pass down the right-hand side, though. Chance to get something into the area, perhaps. Again, Kanazawa defenders crowding out the space well. They won the ball back without ever conceding the cross. Pass down the right-hand side, one to chase. Again, the football rather horizontal at the moment. Both teams content to just knock the ball across the defence, wait for something to happen. It's all the way back to Kawata this time. Nobody willing to risk it big in the early stages, and no surprise either, really. It's only match day 8 of the season. Both teams holding on to a nice little unbeaten run. They'll want to continue those today. Chance to get the cross whipped in. It's not a bad one. Got it into that danger zone. Nobody committing to it, though. Toyota thought about it. Ball comes back in to the feet of Shuhei Kawata. Suzuki again across the back of the defence for Tochigi. This time they chip it long over the halfway line. It's drifted straight out of play. Ume Tokac not able to keep that in play. ...21 years of age, Tokac, with the number 21 on his shirt as well. Former Leverkusen youth in Germany. Joined on a free from Fukushima United. He's actually won the under-17 Bundesliga in Germany. Obviously a youth trophy, but still pretty competitive one as they go. Here is Tokac getting things started. Crosses over, it's over the top of the goalkeeper. Defence was scrambling a little bit. No way to know who was behind. They get it dealt with in the end. Suzuki. Another throw in for the home team. Challenge from Fujimura does eventually win the ball back, and it's hacked away by teammates. Tochigi will have another throw in, but they've lost possession in that final third. Onodera and Suzuki over. Will be Sho Omori with the throw in. Played his part, Sho Omori, in a rather bizarre goal that Tochigi conceded a couple of weeks ago. Turned in his own 6-yard box with the clearance, cleared it straight onto an attacking player for JF United Chiba. Looked as though that would earn Chiba a point, but as it was, Carlos Gutierrez popping up with an injury time winner for Tochigi. That's why they can boast a record of being unbeaten in their last 4, winning their last 2. Defending to do here though, shooting chance, the tackle's in so early. There was a hefty collision between the two players. Defender back to his feet. Really good job by the youngster Kaito Suzuki there. Sensed the danger before it even arrived. Went to ground early, but made his tackle count. Out on the right for Kanazawa, good ball in. Finds a teammate, might be a chance to do something. It's chipped. Did it take a deflection? It did, says the referee. Little thumbs up from Shintaro Shimada. Just applauding the ball from Sho Hidamatsu. 23-year-old finding his pass right on target. Shimada with no space really to do much, but he's won the corner for his team. Newcomer, only joined in February from Omiya Hadija. Players gathering in the D, now making their way into the area. Dangerous last time they had the corner. What about this time? That one's too close to the keeper. He's flapped at it a little bit. Shuhei Kawata, in the end, got plenty enough from his gloves to push that away from danger. Matsuda. We've seen him twice in recent weeks get on the end of a long cross into the box. There won't be one this time. Straight out of play, but watch out for Matsuda when he's lurking at the back post, the number 5 for Zweigen Kanazawa. So dangerous when the ball's played over everybody. You see Rika Matsuda running in, slotting the ball back in from the back post. He's got 2 assists that way in the last couple of weeks. He'll surely be trying to do it again if Zweigen Kanazawa can get some crosses in from the other flank, but most of their players come down this right-hand side so far. And that's where Tochigi have got the ball at the moment. Blocked out. Sho Sato back to his feet after that awkward landing earlier on. Two coaches, Yu Tokisaki and Masaki Yanagishita, they can't be too happy with what they've seen in the opening 27 minutes. Not quite half an hour on the board yet. No goals on the board either. Yuto Shirai in the Zweigen Kanazawa goal has hardly been tested all day. He's had very little to do. Shuhei Kawata in pink at the other end, rather more. Gutierrez. Ball back to Kawata. Going for the pass across the box. 4 white shirts around. Confident passing from Tochigi. They lose it, but they got it out of the danger area before they lost it. Kept that one in play on the left-hand side. Nice little bit of footwork from Tokac. What does this lead to for Tochigi? First time they've opened up a little bit of space in a while. Omar Tokac, good step over. Cross deflected behind. Better stuff this from Tochigi though. Kanazawa defender Tomonobu Hinoi standing up strong to put this one behind for the corner. Over Tokac looking to show his trickery, going one way and then the other. Carlos Gutierrez there, the number 16, tall centre-back up in the box. No surprises there. Tochigi have got to try and make something of this. Not many set-piece chances for them today, but there is one here. Corner's delivered in, it's high. Keeper's going to be the one to grab that though. Yuto Shirai, no problems for him. A little bit of a waste for Tochigi, that. When you're struggling to create in the final third, you've got to make the most of your corners. Just get a yellow shirt on the end of it. Watch for a loose ball, see what can happen, but once you put it into that 6-yard zone, the goalkeeper likely to be the first one to it, and the goalkeeper is the first one to it this time. Long shot coming in, where's that going to go? It's going to go in, off the post. It looked like the defenders' reactions showed that they weren't too worried about it, but they should have been, because Zweigen Kanazawa have hit the front here. It's a bizarre goal, but for all the credit we've given Shuhei Kawata today, his clearance there just didn't do enough. He came out well, but the kick was so flat and it was straight to Yohei Toyoda. Didn't go for power, went for placement and position. And on the left foot of the former Tochigi striker, Yohei Toyoda, he managed to curl that one round and in, off the post. Absolutely perfect. Impossible for the defenders to get there. Head in hands for Shuhei Kawata. Zweigen Kanazawa take the lead after half an hour then. Well, the game started with a bizarre free kick from inside the penalty area for Zweigen Kanazawa. And now they've scored half an hour later in rather bizarre fashion as well. Kawata's clearance too low. Toyoda very calm and collected to finish that off from long range. Good run down the right-hand side. Dangerous ball in. Carlos Gutierrez hasn't dealt with it. Could be a shooting chance. Brilliant turn in the box, and the ball has just crept away from the striker at the last moment. All hands on deck now for Tochigi. Zweigen Kanazawa suddenly looking really dangerous. Offside flag is up against Hayashi. Good battle there on the right-hand side. That was Shohira Matsu getting through. Gutierrez's touch didn't really get the ball away. Hayashi did really well, and then the ball just ran away from him, allowing Keito Suzuki in to make the clearance. And this is a very good spell indeed for Masaki Yanagishita's team. Yuji Senema chasing it down. We've hardly seen anything from the number 9. He's not had a chance on goal yet. We talked before the game about whether Yuji Senuma or Yohei Toyoda would be the one to score against their old club. And as you will know, if you've been watching for the last couple of minutes, it was Yohei Toyoda getting goal number 2 of the season. Zweigen Kanazawa with the lead. They've got the ball as well on the left-hand side. Spread out to the left again by Keita Fujimura. Hefty challenge coming in, but Tochigi have the ball back. Looked like 2 of the players might collide there, but they won the ball cleanly. That's a good pass forward and a brilliant tackle as well. Zweigen Kanazawa absolutely on point in the defence at the moment. Perfectly timed stuff. Shoji was over there. Hiroi as well. It's out with Fujimura though, and they go back across the defence again. Want to chase for Hayashi, and he's got the ball. He's done well there, the number 20. Little back heel out to the left channel. Pass across, not good enough though. Easily intercepted by Tochigi. The home team can bring it away. What can they do with this? Skipped one challenge, might be an attack down the right-hand side, and there is, if they can chase it. Too far forward, they're appealing to the referee for a free kick. Nothing given though, and Yuto Shirai has possession for Zweigen Kanazawa. Crowd have gone silent all of a sudden in the Kanseki Stadium. 10 minutes left before the break. Tochigi winning the ball back. Chance to go forward here. Tokac. Oh, the first touch could have taken him inside the defender there. Tomonobu Hiroi, the captain, has had his number so far. Tokac. Zweigen Kanazawa with the throw. Looking for their 3rd straight away win, Zweigen Kanazawa. They're looking good for it at the moment as well. Still a lot of football left to be played. But the opener after half an hour from Yohei Toyoda. That's what separates the 2 teams at the moment. Unbeaten in 3, Zweigen Kanazawa looking for a 3rd straight away win. They're doing all of that without their top scorer from 2021 as well, Shion Niba. Niba out injured alongside Dai Tsukamoto for Zweigen Kanazawa. 2 players that they're really missing, but they're dealing well without them. They are down in 12th place, but so close in the table, seeing as we've only played 7 games in J-League 2. Unsurprising really that the teams are bunched up. Two wins, 3 draws and 2 defeats so far for Zweigen Kanazawa. 3 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats for Tochigi. Very close indeed. Neat bit of passing on the left, but Shosato runs out of space. They've won the ball back here though. Better this. Long shot coming in, it's well over. Just trying to spark something into life in the Tochigi attack. Tokac. Can't blame him. Not been too much for the Tochigi fans to cheer so far in the rain. Just trying to lift them with something special, but he lifted that shot way up and over the goal of Yuto Shirai in the end. was Omori who had it for Tochigi, but now here comes Zweigen Kanazawa. Tochigi had to dive in for the challenge, really. Forced into it by Zweigen Kanazawa. Hidematsu, the one earning his side this corner. What can they create from this, the away team? A little over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Second goal now would be a real blow to Tochigi. Referee going over to have a word with the goal scorer, Yohei Toyoda. Carlos Gutierrez marking up. Left-footed delivery. It's the end of this high, the keeper's got it, punched it away. Needed it to fall to a teammate, and it did. Tochigi with nowhere to go, though. The attacking outlets just weren't there on that occasion. This time the keeper's given it away. The pass forward, not good enough, though. Nothing for Yuji Senema to chase. Covered up immediately by the Zweigen Kanazawa defence. Once again, the running off the ball from Zweigen Kanazawa, just exemplary so far. Defence, midfield or attack. The Tochigi players are just not getting a second to breathe on the ball. Free kick too goes the way of Yohei Toyoda. Fujimura standing over the ball. He's played every minute of this campaign so far for Zweigen Kanazawa. Moved from Vegelta Sendai in 2019, Fujimura. He's going to whip this one in with his right foot. Into the box, headed away though by Carlos. Long shot, slices up, but it could be a good pass in the end. More by luck than judgment from Zweigen Kanazawa. They've earned themselves another corner. Fujimura's delivery headed away. The shot was wild from Shimada. It nearly turned into an assist for Zweigen Kanazawa. Corner ball. So much time spent down at this end of the field now. As Keita Fujimura lines up another one. Certainly worthy of their 1-0 lead, but can they double it before the break? Tochigi have repelled them on this occasion, but they come again. That's a good ball into the box, headed over. Tochigi try again to bring it out from the back. This time they do win a free kick for their efforts. It was Toshiki Mori who was knocked to the ground. One of several Tochigi players who's struggling to get into the game at the moment, Mori. The players that combined for the 1-0 victory last time out for Tochigi are actually both not in the starting 11 today. It's Juninho assisting Kisho Yano for the winning goal for Tochigi. Both of them waiting on the bench, so there are options for Yu Tokisaki. Surely he'll be looking to some of those in the second half if nothing changes in the patterns of play. Zweigen Kanazawa have been well worthy of their 1-goal lead if it does stay that way all the way until half-time. Carlos, ball forward, headed away, and Matokac penalised as well. He's not happy about it. But Tomonobu Hiroi has won his side a free kick. Teppei Yachida, the other recent goal scorer for Tochigi. It's been a player that we've not seen much of today. The front three, Tokac, Senuma, Yachida, very quiet for Tochigi. A lot of credit deserved for the Zweigen Kanazawa defenders for keeping them quiet. Tokac has been trying his best. He's been on the ball several times for Tochigi, but just had nowhere to go. Yeah, a bit of head tennis in the midfield. Tough tackle, but no way out of there for Tochigi. Carlos Gutierrez chests it down. Just has to knock it up the line with his left foot. Can they spread this over to the right-hand side? They can. Might be an overlap on as well if they're quick, Tochigi. This is where Zweigen Kanazawa have lined themselves up brilliantly so far. They've got into all the right positions to stop attacks developing, and yet again Tochigi are forced to go all the way back over their own halfway line, over into their own half. Mistake in the pass. Tochigi keep the ball for now though. They are going backwards. In the end, Zweigen Kanazawa coming out with the throw-in in the middle of the field. Nishia not looking too concerned yet. He knows that there's a lot of football still to be played. A game like this can change in any moment, but Zweigen Kanazawa have been on top in this first 45 minutes. As we approach the last couple of seconds of added time, free kick would have gone Zweigen Kanazawa's way. Keeper spilled that one, has to dive on it just inside the area. Masamichi Hayashi was there lurking. That might well be the last action we see in this first half. Shuhei Kawata goes long. The referee's whistle is going to come any second. Tochigi really struggling to get a foothold in the game in the first half. It may be in Tochigi today's game at Kanseki Stadium. But Zweigen Kanazawa on top before the break. There is the referee's whistle. Yohei Toyoda with his second goal of the season. A rather bizarre one. There's a yellow card after the whistle as well. Looks like Sho Sato is going into the book. But after a brilliant early save from Shuhei Kawata, he was beaten in the end, and it was a mistake from the Tochigi goalkeeper that's given Zweigen Kanazawa the lead. Yohei Toyoda shooting from long range into an empty net after Kawata's clearance was flat and went straight to the former Tochigi striker. He scored for Zweigen Kanazawa, and that is why they lead 1-0 at the break. Stay with us for the second half coming up very soon. Welcome back to the Kanseki Stadium Tochigi. The second half is getting underway here between Tochigi and Zweigen Kanazawa. Yuji Senema doing his best to get the Tochigi crowd behind the team. They'll need something extra in this second half if they're to fight back into the game. Zweigen Kanazawa deservedly leading through that man, the number 19, Yohei Toyoda. His second goal of the season, a long-range shot into an open goal after Shuhei Kawata's clearance had not quite worked out according to plan. It was all too low and too flat. Went straight to Toyoda from distance, and he picked his spot, curling the ball into the net, off the post as well. Looked as though the defenders thought it might go wide, but it curled all the way around and in, and that is why Zweigen Kanazawa in their white shirts have the lead as we get restarted for the second half. What do Tochigi have to offer here in the driving rain at the Kanseki Stadium? The fans looking a little bit cold and wet. Can Tochigi warm them up with some action in the second half? And can they get the equalising goal? Yuji Senema desperate to score as well against his old club, as Yohei Toyoda has done here today. It's Kanazawa who starts on the attack though. Nice little flick into the attacking midfield position. Now they go down the right-hand side, Zweigen Kanazawa. That one might be difficult to keep in play, but Yohei Toyoda does very well. Tochigi bring it away though. They look long down the left-hand channel. Doesn't quite work out. Yuto Shirai hammers the ball downfield. There was one change at the interval for Yu Tokisaki. Tochigi switching up the midfield rather. Shosato landed awkwardly early on after going up for a header, but was also booked deep into second half stoppage time, perhaps even after the final whistle actually had gone for the interval. Shosato getting a yellow card for a tackle not long before that. Keita Ueda, a youngster on loan from Yokohama F. Marinos. He's come on in place of Shosato. So watch out for the number 23 for Tochigi, the youngster. He'll be looking to make his mark here. Initial pass forward from Onodera, straight out of play. Head tennis in the midfield, but the ball forward from Zweigen Kanazawa has nobody chasing after it. Easy for Kawata to pass out. Easy to forget that Kawata made a brilliant stop inside the first 3 minutes, denying Yohei Toyoda from a corner kick. Really had to pounce down on the ball. Toyoda only about a metre out when Shuhei Kawata came up with the save, but after making a mistake for the opening goal, that's what Kawata will be thinking about for now. He's got to put that out of his mind. And Yu Tokisaki has got to get his team onto the front foot, find some traction on the attack. Mori. Tokac turned well and laid off a good pass as well. Senema, first time he's had any possession really inside the penalty area, but he was going out to the left away from the goal. Chance for a ball in, it goes to Nishia instead. He's run out of room. Yuki Nishia, the captain. Kenya Onodera. Sakashi Mori. Shuhei Kawata over the halfway line. Foul committed. Captain Yuki Nishia penalised. Has got that wrist bandaged up, Yuki Nishia. If you missed the opening minutes, you would have missed a pass back from Tochigi. It was picked up by Shuhei Kawata, leading to a free kick inside the penalty area for Zweigen Kanazawa. The free kick was given away inside 30 seconds. The actual kick itself took place a couple of minutes later after the wall has got ready. And it was Yuki Nishia who got there first and was holding his wrist afterwards, so almost no surprise to see him bandaged up in the second half. Hopefully not serious enough to stop him playing, but it hasn't stopped him so far. He's back out for the second half, trying to help his team gain a foothold in what has been a difficult game so far against Zweigen Kanazawa. Masaki Yanagishita's team set up very well. Unbeaten in 3 and unbeaten altogether on the road this season, and they're showing why here. Tochigi in possession in the final third. Pass from the newcomer Keita Ueda. He's back, ball into the box, took a little nick on the way through, just ran away from its intended target. Kanazawa forced back towards their goalkeeper, cleared away by Yuto Shidai. No handball given. It looked like it might have hit an arm there, but it was at very close range. Advantage goes the way of Zweigen Kanazawa. Player down, it's back to his feet. Left-footed pass is a long one, it's one to chase, and the keeper's out again. This time Shuhei Kawata gives no chance for anybody to get a rebound, puts it straight out of play. Yuto Nagamine, the left back, looking across to the centre for Kanazawa. Pass forward, I'm not sure it was intended there, but did work at first. It's brought down very well. Chance on the overlap. Good pass inside, shooting chance. Keeper parries it away nicely. Kawata comes up with the save. The chipped pass was a very good one, and they worked this very well. Zweigen Kanazawa came back to Masamichi Hayashi. Struck it pretty well. Couldn't beat the keeper at his near post though. Kawata parrying it behind for a corner ball. Hidematsu, it looks like, to deliver the corner into the 6-yard box. Keeper under all sorts of pressure. Free kick goes his way, still inside his own 6-yard box there. Here's another look at it. It was a good punch in the end, in amongst 2 white shirts. Rebound fell the way of Hiroya Matsumoto, but he was denied a chance to shoot. Free kick went Kawata's way, and he takes it and gets it downfield for Tochigi. Still struggling to create in this second half, it would be fair to say. Hayashi across the box looking for a free kick, and they might have got a penalty kick. Yellow card. It's Kenya Onodera, the player who's penalised. Looked very close to the edge of the penalty area, but by the looks of it, the referee pointed to the spot. Here's another look. It's another good ball in behind, where Tochigi is struggling to get onto these. Zweigen Kanazawa are just keeping possession in the final third. It was a cutback from Masamichi Hayashi, and he took the shot. And you can see the arm of Kenya Onodera quite clearly pushed behind his body and out to the side. It was a little unlucky, actually, for the defender. Didn't have his arms too wide, but they were wide enough that that's definitely a block, and it's definitely a penalty. It's going to be Masamichi Hayashi looking for goal number 2 of the season, up against Shuhei Kawata. All in pink for Tochigi. Very important stuff this. Tochigi need to keep that lead as slim as possible. In all honesty, they haven't looked like a side who would get 2 goals in the remainder of the game if Zweigen Kanazawa double the lead here. Masamichi Hayashi takes the run up, and the spot kick is buried. 2-0 to Zweigen Kanazawa. 55.5 minutes played. They double the advantage, and they do so deservedly. Masaki Yanagishita has had his team dominate, really, in this opening hour. Tochigi just struggling to get a foothold, looking for something to change after the break, but the only thing that's changed is the scoreline, and it has doubled for Zweigen Kanazawa. Onodera penalised, gone into the book as well for the handball, and Hayashi, who had the shot blocked, has stepped up to take the penalty and sent Kawata the wrong way. Tochigi 0, Zweigen Kanazawa 2. That record for Zweigen Kanazawa of being unbeaten away from home this season is looking good to continue. Fist bumps all round on the Zweigen Kanazawa bench. Hayashi making an impact here at Zweigen Kanazawa. Wasn't all that long ago when he joined from Mitsubishi Yamagata. Does that spark Tochigi into life? They've just found it very tough going indeed in the final third today. Honoyo Shoji getting the job done. Ball out for a throw. Hacked away clear by Zweigen Kanazawa. Another one to chase down the left. Referee says no foul. Hayashi went to ground, fancied himself a free kick there. Might have just sensed that he wasn't going to win the chase. Took a risk, made a bit of contact. The referee was unmoved. Tochigi breaking down the right, but the throw-in has gone the way of Zweigen Kanazawa. Toshiki Mori wanted it for Tochigi, but it didn't go his way. Everything falling Zweigen Kanazawa's way really so far. Ricocheting around in the Tochigi defence to get it clear. Only as far as Yuto Nagamine though. Kanazawa come again on the left flank. Will there be a chance for a delivery into the box? They've just coped with this better mostly today than Tochigi. Just as I say that, they give it away. Passing was starting to look neat and tidy from Zweigen Kanazawa, but wires crossed there. Tochigi spread it over to the right-hand side. They get it there, ball chipped into the box from Toshiki Mori. Not really good enough. Cleared away easily. He's got a chance to deliver another one. Is that too close to the goalkeeper? 3 players down. Follow-up fired well wide. Sliced off the foot of the number 10 Mori. Carlos Gutierrez on your screens, and now Yuji Senuma. Big day for Yuji Senuma against Zweigen Kanazawa, but he's really struggled to get into the game. His teammates have not given him much to chase, the Tochigi number 9. Pass in the end from Nagamine is intercepted. That one's given away quickly and given back to Tochigi. They'll be grateful for that. The attack continues down the left-hand side. Kanazawa could have stopped this one before it began, but chance to deliver the ball into the box, and yet again the first man just isn't beaten. There were yellow shirts getting in there. Could have been something dangerous for Tochigi. Over there on that side though, Riko Matsuda and Tomonobu Hidoi have covered off pretty much everything. On the near side, Honoya Shoji and Yuto Nagamine have been almost as impenetrable. Very little to get excited about from a Tochigi point of view. Zweigen Kanazawa looking very solid, unbeaten in 3. They might well make that 4 here unless something happens fairly soon. Still half an hour of football to be played, so there is time for Tochigi. There'll be more tactical changes as well, but the game just gets a little bit slower after the hour mark once the substitutions start taking the wind out of everybody's sails a little bit. They need something to work, and they need it to work quite quickly. Forcing Zweigen Kanazawa goalkeeper Yuto Shidai into a save has proved difficult today. It's had very little to do, the visiting goalkeeper. Could change the mood if Tochigi are to create something, even if they don't get the goal right away. Here they are forced with their backs to goal. Well, facing their own goal, in fact. They've turned possession into a Zweigen Kanazawa throw. That's what the pressure is doing to Tochigi at the moment. Just finding it impossible to build. They win the ball back here, and again under pressure quickly. It needed a nice touch, and it got one. Captain Nishia sparking something into life for Tochigi. What options does Ume Tokac have in attack? Nothing for now. Goes out to the left-hand side. Nobody in the penalty area yet for Tochigi. The ball forward is on target. Overlap on the left. They use it. Stays in play. Matsuda's over to cover. A little bit better this. Yuki Nishia, again the captain with nice footwork. He's back on the ball, the number 7. First spell of concerted possession that Tochigi have had in this second half. Can they turn it into a little bit of pressure? Pass finds its target from Toshiki Mori. They're still on the ball here. Can they turn this from the edge of the area into the box itself? Mori has a go on his left foot, cut back inside. Fired a shot in again, blocked before it goes anywhere really. That's what Zweigen Kanazawa have managed so far all day long. Pass is low and difficult to control from Nishia. Omori does it though. Cross blocked by Matsuda. No surprises there. It's just a wall in the Zweigen Kanazawa defence at the moment. Tochigi can't break through anywhere. Even getting a cross into the box, proving virtually impossible. Very impressive stuff from Masaki Yanagishita's defence. But here come Tochigi on the left. 3 yellow shirts in the box. Shot does come towards Yuto Shidai. Finally something to test him. Ume Tokac with a go on his left foot from the angle. Shidai gathered it very quickly and gathered it well. Tochigi come again though. First little signs of life here after 64 minutes. They've won the header brilliantly there, Tochigi. They're going to get a free kick by the looks of it. Just earning a little bit of a reward for their efforts at this stage of the game. High foot is what's given against Yohei Toyoda, scorer of the opening goal. chance perhaps on the left-hand side. Tokac. No, that's just a replay, sorry. Tokac did get around Tomonobu Hiroi. Bit of a shake of the head. Looked for a second as though they'd taken a quick free kick. And broken away again with Ume Tokac, but they haven't. Tochigi will have a chance to get things restarted, but before that, substitution for Zweigen Kanazawa. Shogo Rikiyasu coming on. Shintaro Shimada, the player to be replaced. Ball whipped into the box, plenty of bodies in there, loose ball falls down, it's hacked away by the Zweigen Kanazawa defence. Tochigi really needed that one to fall to a yellow shirt, but it didn't. It's the white shirts who got it clear. Took a deflection on the way through towards Tokac. It ran away, but Tochigi have it back. Little slip from the captain, Yuki Nishia. Keeps the ball low, has to go backwards. Substitute Keita Ueda keeps it going, keeps it moving across the midfield. Are Tochigi upping their game a little bit here, or Zweigen Kanazawa just allowing them to have more possession and sitting back now that they've established that 2-goal advantage? Mori. Nice little layoff. Yuki Nishia. No space for him to turn back. He's going to have to keep going, and he's going to have to get one into the box, and he does. And they've earned the corner from it. Cheap corner to give away for Zweigen Kanazawa. Shohei Matsu had no other option. Looks like there's a player down in pain. It is Yuji Senuma, the striker who's had really nothing to feed on today. Must have been a collision as he was running towards the penalty area. Might have another look at what happened here. Watch out for Senuma tracking towards the box. It wasn't even his marker. It looked like Keita Fujimura that he ran up against, but Fujimura was marking someone else. Senuma didn't notice as he stopped. Senuma all eyes on the ball, but Tochigi with the corner. What can they make of it? It's low towards the front post. Follow up. Chipped into the area. Gutierrez is there. Loose ball knocked down. Is there a shooting chance for somebody? It's blocked, and it'll be another corner. Best spell of the game this for the hosts, Tochigi. Quickly taken towards Yuki Nishia. Shot coming in from range. Bold effort, really. Zweigen Kanazawa come away into the Tochigi half. Only 2 white shirts forward. They don't need to commit men forward at this point of the game. Tochigi deal with it. It's come all the way back to Yuto Shirai. This Zweigen Kanazawa side have been so well managed in this game. Always in the right positions. Forward again. Pass just in behind. Striker pointing to the ground, just saying, put it in front of me. Shogo Rikiyasu, the man who played the pass, only just come on, perhaps not exactly up to speed, on the same wavelength as his teammates. Double substitution then. Kicho Yano scored recently for Tochigi. They need him to get another one today. Yuji Senuma won't get the goal that he wanted against his former club. Ball into the box, it's too far, too high into the hands of Yuto Shirai. So Juninho and Kisho Yano now onto the field for Tochigi. They were the two players that I mentioned in the first half who linked up for the goal last time, as Tochigi beat Mito Hollyhock 1-0 away. It's Juninho's corner, Kisho Yano applying the finish for the goal. What are the odds on them linking up this time? Yu Tokisaki, the 42-year-old coach of Tochigi, really needs some of these substitutions to prove effective if they're to get back into the game and extend their unbeaten run. 4 games unbeaten before this one. They've won their last 2 on the bounce. Looks extremely unlikely that they would make that 3 today. Would take something truly special even to salvage a draw at this point. You'd expect that any Tochigi fan would take that at this moment. Tochigi throw. Substitution now for Zweigen Kanazawa. Sayato Otani is going to come on. He replaces the scorer of the second goal, Masamichi Hayashi. Converted his penalty calmly after 55 minutes. His shot blocked by the hand of Kenya Onodera. He got up and took the penalty kick. Substitute Otani on the ball in the final third immediately for Zweigen Kanazawa, chasing down the keeper as well. Tochigi pass it away from defence. They keep the ball nicely there too. Chance on down the left perhaps. Good bit of footwork to step inside and win the free kick. Juninho, number 11 over on the left, got it started too quickly. Just briefly saw a shot there of Koki Oshima. He's come on as well. Shot from range, easy to gather for Yuto Shirai though. Straight at him. Worth a go. It's Juninho who fed it into the substitute Keita Ueda. He hit it pretty well. Certainly worth an effort given how difficult it's been for Tochigi to create or get the ball into the penalty area. Shot from range, not a bad idea. Little deflection on that shot from Keita Ueda could have made it very dangerous indeed. As it was, Yuto Shirai was able to get behind it. They've got just over 15 minutes left to make something happen now, Tochigi. Still playing away on the edge of the area. That one's into the box. Juninho with his head in his hands. He thought that the Tochigi players might have been waiting for an offside flag, but it didn't come. It was neither a cross or a shot, really. It's Tochigi's throw-in, but that could have been something a lot more dangerous for the hosts. Another long-range shooting chance, perhaps, comes over to the right-hand side. Ball whipped in, took a deflection on the way through, did it? Shirai again behind it. Koki Oshima, the new man. Ueda looks for the long ball and finds it right on target. Forced back again by Zweigen Kanazawa, but they've got the overlap on the right hand side. They've used it, the ball in, deflected behind. Kenya Onodera keen to make up for the small mistake that led to the penalty. Blocking the shot of Masamichi Hiyashi at the other end 20 minutes ago. Just hit the trailing arm of Kenya Onodera. That's what gave Zweigen Kanazawa their spot kick, and that's what gave them their 2-0 lead. Corner ball, left-footed, into the danger zone, headed away. Kanazawa still holding up exceptionally well from everything that Tochigi have thrown at them. Shot coming in over the top. Cut onto the right foot. Just couldn't keep it down. Tochigi are creating a little bit more now. They are camped on the edge of the penalty area, but Zweigen Kanazawa making it so difficult to have any meaningful possession inside their penalty box. Really well organised defending still from Masaki Yanagishita's team. 77 minutes in. They're not looking any less sturdy than they were in the first half. Sho Omori putting it out for a Kanazawa throw. Down the right-hand side, chance to get the ball into the area. It was Otani, not been on the field long. His cross was blocked. Tochigi running out at high speed. Challenges flying in. Tochigi keep the ball though. Players losing their footing in the middle. It's Yuki Nishie, slipped a few times now. Pass out to the right, easy to read. Oshima. Fully marked up by the time he's received the ball, Oshima. Tochigi free kick. Juninho, who's gone down. Hinoi penalised. Yuki Nishia, captain withdrawn. It's going to be Yamamoto coming on. Not featured much, the 22-year-old Ren Yamamoto. Appearances last season, only one so far this season for the number 17, but chance for him here to stake a claim for a place in the lineup. A lot of changes made already by Yu Tokisaki. They need something to start paying off now. Free kick into the wall, well defended, follow-up blocked as well. Bit of a painful one for Yohei Toyoda. Took the block straight in his chest, but just about sums up how difficult it's been to get past Zweigen Kanazawa today. Keeper's looked nothing less than comfortable every time the ball's come his way. Gathered everything simply. That wall of white shirts have just defended pretty much everything. Crosses into the box. Corners, free kicks. You can't get past them at the moment. It's frustrating for Tochigi. The home fans falling a little flat as well because they've just seen how difficult it is to get through this. There's not much cause to cheer, despite Tochigi picking things up in the last 15 minutes or so. Never really looked like getting the goal that would make the last 10 minutes or so very, very interesting. Zweigen Kanazawa looking good for a third straightaway win. Already third in the away form table before this game. 2 wins and 2 draws from their 4 away games. Unbeaten all season on the road. Looks like they might well make it up to 11 points away from home. Long ball switched across. Doesn't reach its target though. Oshima was waiting for it. Zweigen Kanazawa intercepted, and here they come down the left. No hurry at all from Hayato Otani, but that's a nice touch to get past his man. Ball into the box. Tochigi knock it away. A little bit messy. Ueda, Oshima. Done well there in the centre circle to keep possession. Tochigi. Oshima lays it off down to the right hand side. Might be the only option to come back to. Oshima, and he is. Goes inside this time. It's run out of play. Wires crossed once again in the Tochigi attack. Slim pickings, really. Just got to keep going, give it everything and hope something falls their way, Tochigi. On the balance of play though, Zweigen Kanazawa deserving of the 2-0 lead, you'd have to say. Really, Tochigi have only started getting this possession once Zweigen Kanazawa have allowed them to. Taking their foot off the gas a little bit at 2-0. Ball across the box. First one really to have the keeper scrambling a little bit, but as soon as he saw that nobody was waiting for it, he was able to let it go and drift out of play across the face of goal. No real answers today from the dugout. Yu Tokisaki has given it everything, but Masaki Yanagishita's team have been better organised. They've taken their chances too. Given away. Chance for Zweigen Kanazawa to attack. Needed the defensive interception. Out for a Zweigen Kanazawa throw-in. Kaito Suzuki it was. A youngster on loan from Jubilo Iwata. Getting across to put that out. Riko Matsuda coming forward for the throw-in. This is just what Zweigen Kanazawa need at this point. Just keeping the ball, keeping it well away from their goal. Good footwork, quick passing. Kept possession. They just about keep that in play. This time they can afford to go all the way back to Shirai. Shuhei Kawata. Carlos. Kinya Onodera. Briefly into Zweigen Kanazawa territory, and once again forced back into the Tochigi half. Throw in for the visitors, in complete command with 5 minutes of normal time left to play. Both of the starting front two, Yohei Toyoda and Masamichi Hayashi, got on the score sheet. That's been the difference between the two teams. And the commitment and the discipline in this Zweigen Kanazawa defence. You can't say it's been buddies on the line or throwing everything at it. They've just made it look easy, and here's one to chase. Will the keeper get there first? He doesn't. The touch was too big from Hayato Otani. Did really well turn on the burners and get there first before Shuhei Kawata, but he couldn't touch it past the keeper without taking it out of play. That's got to be the danger now for Tochigi. They simply have to commit men forward. Still a little bit reluctant to do so. There's nothing to lose at this stage. Zweigen Kanazawa will have chances on the break. Tochigi now on the left-hand side. Only 2 players in the box so far, 3 now. They need to get a yellow shirt on one of them. Unfortunately, the cross is miles away from all of them. Well over, far too far. The 3 players were gathered closer to the penalty spot, really. Cross much, much too long. Clash of heads there. Tochigi have the ball again, but they'll have to start from the back once again. Pass wasn't too cleanly hit, but it worked. It got past its marker. Made it to its intended target for now. Tochigi still on the ball. Just running into cul-de-sacs all day long here. 3 white shirts forcing Tochigi out towards the sidelines. Brought it back across with Ueda. But at 2-0 down, Zweigen Kanazawa can just allow them to have the ball in this kind of position for the rest of the game. No threat at all to Zweigen Kanazawa's lead. Will Zweigen Kanazawa settle for this now? Or will we see a chance for a 3rd goal? Hayato Otani not too far away just a moment ago. Tochigi not quite given up on this one yet. Still finding it tough to get into the area. Carlos Gutierrez. One of the first accurate passes into the box. Hardly any of those today. Who's that going to fall to? It falls to a yellow shirt, and it's a good shot as well. And it's a good stop from the keeper. It's just about as close as Tochigi have come, actually. It's Ren Yamamoto. Only been on the pitch a couple of minutes. The loose ball fell his way. Struck it nicely enough, but needed to be right in the corner if that was going to go in. It was too close to Yuto Shirai. Able to get down to his left and gather the ball. Again, relatively comfortably. Straight into his gloves. He held on to it. Well, if that had found its way into the back of the net, stoppage time could have been quite exciting for Tochigi fans. As it is, we're into the last 10 seconds of normal time. They're going to get a free kick here, Tochigi. Kisho Yano fouled pretty clearly by Honoyo Shoji. 3 minutes added on. That's all the Tochigi have got. They have scored in injury time recently, but they need to do it twice today. And Zweigen Kanazawa have the ball. Just a time-wasting pass down the line there, just drifting it as far down the pitch as possible. All the way back to goalkeeper Yuto Shirai. And you feel that there is an air of resignation now to the Tochigi players. Zweigen Kanazawa have controlled this game brilliantly. Masaki Yanagishita's team just executing their game plan to perfection away from home here at the Kanseki Stadium Tochigi. They're going to be moving up the table. Still very early days in this J-League 2 season. Only match day 8. But they'll find themselves, the visitors, in the top 6 after this. Tochigi slipped down to 11th place, just 1 point behind their visitors today. Tochigi's 4-game unbeaten run looks to be coming to a conclusion. Zweigen Kanazawa extend their 3-game unbeaten run into a 4-game one. More importantly, their excellent away record continues. It'll be 3 wins and 2 draws from their 5 games away from home. They've picked up almost all of their points in the J-League 2 this season on the road. Really struggling at home. Here's a look at Yohei Toyoda's opener, curling the ball into the empty net after Shuhei Kawata's clearance found his feet. Excellent placement. The defenders had absolutely no chance of getting back to that. Katsuya Onohara making his way on. Used to play his trade in Portugal, Onohara. Played for Oliveirense. Joined on a free transfer, the 25-year-old centre midfielder. Tochigi, maybe one last chance. They boot the ball forward. More by luck than judgment, it finds a yellow shirt. They've got a bit of space in the opposition half. All the white shirts still back behind the ball though. It's given away quickly. That's been the pattern of the game really. Zweigen Kanazawa just not allowing Tochigi time on the ball at any stage of the 90 minutes here. The final whistle blows. Zweigen Kanazawa complete an excellent victory. They've been in control. They've kept Tochigi at arm's length. And that's why it's finished Tochigi 0, Zweigen Kanazawa 2 on match day 8 of J-League 2 at the Kanseki Stadium Tochigi. Kawata, a fantastic save inside the opening minutes to keep the game at 0-0. But Yohei Toyoda slotted in the opener after 30 minutes, picked his spot from long distance. Kawata's clearance found his feet, and with an open goal from long range, Toyoda was the man to curl the ball into the net against his former club. That gave Zweigen Kanazawa the lead, and they never looked back. Yuto Kisaki tried to make changes at half-time. It didn't really work. Hayashi doubling the lead from the penalty spot. Zweigen Kanazawa with a 2-0 victory.
栃木市 VS ロアンソ熊本14時キックオフです。さあ次回は栃木県グリーンスタジアムでの開催となります。お友達ご家族どんどん栃木県グリーンスタジアムでご来場ください。クラブユースの皆様のお越しをお待ちしております。
勝利おめでとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
早速ですがゴールシーンを振り返っていただきたいんですが、ゴールキーパーのポジションよく見て左足でのロングシュートでした。いかがでしたでしょうか。
そうですね、あんまりない形なんで、すみません、あんまりない形なんで、チャレンジして、しっかりゴール決めることができてよかったなという感想でしかないですね。はい、
すごく落ち着いていらっしゃいましたよね。
そうですね、もう川ちゃんが前に出てるっていうのを確認したんで、気持ちよく、打ちました。はい、
トヨコプターも見られたわけなんですが、今日はですね古巣対決ということで意識するところはありましたか。
いやまだ半年も経ってなくて、本当に街並みを見ても懐かしいなと思いながらこのスタジアムに、足を運びましたけども、本当に栃木の皆さんにはよくしていただいたので、悪い言い方かもしれないですけど恩返し団になって、制限のためにもなったし、栃木のためにも一つ成長したところを見せられたかなというふうに思います。
今日の得点をもちまして今シーズン2ゴール目となりましたが、そのあたりいかがでしょうか。
前節、ゴールを決めることで今日は気持ちよく入れましたし、まだチームのためにもっともっと走らないといけないなと。今日は連戦の最後というところで、少し体がへばったというところもあると思うので、まだまだこの年齢でも走りきれるというところを見せていきたいなというふうに思います。
これで4試合負けなしです。これから伸ばしていきたいところどんなところですか。
変わらないです。チームのために犠牲心を払って、しっかり、準備をして戦い続ける、そして、皆さんすごく気にかけていただいてますが、怪我なく1年間戦い続けることです。
ありがとうございます。おめでとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
続きまして車両クラスのお知らせです。J.LEAGUE また栃木県子ども総合館一気駐車場へとしておりますが、それぞれ17時30分が最終日となります。踊り遅れのございますようご注意ください。なお、シャトルバスでの乗車にあたりまして、マスクの着用などセキュリティセットを徹底し、電車やバス乗車中の会話を控える、乗車前後の消毒液の活用や混雑緩和のためにも荷物は間に置く、または体の前に抱えるなど密を避けるご協力をお願いします。本日はご来場ありがとうございました。またのご来場をお待ち申し上げます。
Here's another look at the opening chance. A big save from Shuhei Kawata. Toyoda so nearly getting the early goal against his old club. Corner ball dangerously through everybody. And the number 19 Toyoda denied. But this is how the opener came about after half an hour for Zweigen Kanazawa. It was Kawata's clearance. And look at that. From about 40 yards out, Toyoda does get the goal against his former club. Kawata disappointed in goal. His clearance just too flat, and Toyoda was able to control it. But the composure he showed to finish that off from such distance was absolutely fantastic. The defenders were underneath it, but he got the height, he got the spin. It looked as though it was going wide at first, but it was in off the post. Finished absolutely perfectly. With all the players in the game, nobody had scored more than one goal in this current season of the J-League 2. Toyoda got his second of the season with that finish. After the break, Tochigi tried to change things up, but all that happened was this. Kenya Onodera penalised for handball, left the trailing arm behind him. You can see the replay of the shot from Masamichi Hayashi. Cut back onto his right foot, had a go. And the arm, it's a bit unfortunate for Kenya Onodera, the number 22, but it clearly struck that trailing arm, and he was just inside the penalty area. Referee pointed to the spot, and Masamichi Hayashi was the man looking for his second goal of the season. Sent goalkeeper Kawata the wrong way and buried it to give Zweigen Kanazawa a 2-0 lead, and they never looked back from that moment. A comfortable win for Masaki Yanagishita's team. Once the penalty was in, the result was never really in doubt. Very solid performance from Zweigen Kanazawa today. Celebrations for both of their front two, Toyoda and Hayashi. Tochigi had more possession late on in the game, but the best chance, well, they never really tested Yuto Shirai. It was Ren Yamamoto in stoppage time who came the closest, but most of the shots were off target. Sums it up really from Tochigi in the highlights. This being just about as close as they got. So difficult to find a way through the Zweigen Kanazawa defence today. Absolutely rock solid at the back. There's the effort from Ren Yamamoto, the late substitute. Struck it nicely enough, but too close to Yuto Shirai, who was very comfortable. And that is how it ended. Tochigi 0, Zweigen Kanazawa 2. It's time for the fans to pack up and go home. Those Zweigen Kanazawa fans will be pleased with their team's work for today on round 8 of J-League 2. Match day 8 is finished. Tochigi 0, Zweigen Kanazawa 2. Thanks very much for joining us here for J-League 2 live on YouTube. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. Tune in again next weekend. There'll be more J-League 2 action for you to watch at various territories around the world. For today's game, though, I'll bid you farewell. Goodbye from the Kanseki Stadium Tochigi. It's finished. Tochigi 0, Zweigen Kanazawa 2. They extend their unbeaten run away from home this season. Zweigen Kanazawa moving to 4 games unbeaten in total. 5 unbeaten this season away from home. 3 wins and 2 draws, and they're up to 6th.
勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
試合が終わってまず選手の皆さんにどんな声をかけられましたか？
後半の途中まで、非常に自分たちのリズムでやれてたと。でもその後、1回2回ではなくて3回4回ぐらい自分たちのミスから相手に、渡して、そこから後半の残りは、栃木のペースになってしまったんで、そのあたり、マイボールになった後の丁寧さ、確実さ、あるいはコンビネーションでもやっぱりもっともっと丁寧にやれると、逆に自分たちのリズムで後半もやれたんじゃないかなと、そこは伝えました。ただその粘り強くプレーすることによって失点ゼロで終えることができたと、そこは非常に良かったということは伝えました。
試合前におっしゃっていた攻撃の面でのボールを動かしてスペースを使うというところは大いにできていたように見受けられたんですが、
狙い持ってやってるところもあるし、まだまだ、1人2人、遅れてるところもあったので、この辺りはトレーニングして、もっともっと精度、タイミングを合わせていくということは必要だと思います。
そして試合前のアップ中に松本大輔選手ちょっと故障ということで広井選手が急遽出られましたが、ベテランらしいプレーをたくさん見せてくれましたね。
難しい、ゲームの入りだったと思いますけども、非常に落ち着きあって、いい仕事をしてくれたと思います。
今日得た収穫はどんなところでしょうか？
攻守とも自分たちのやってきたこと、あるいは狙いがあった時にはやっぱり非常にいいプレーが出てると、それと、後半の途中から相手のリズムになったけども粘り強く、きちっと一人一人が役割を果たして、失点ゼロで終えた、そのあたりは非常に良かったと思います。
ありがとうございます。
はい。
悔しい結果となってしまいましたが、この90分どのようにご覧になってましたか？
そうですね、3連戦で、お互いに、ハードな日程を過ごしてきてましたから、終盤足が止まることは分かっていた中で、前半のゲームの入り方、それから失点の仕方、ここがすごくもったいない試合になってしまったなと思ってます。
金沢の前線からの守備に苦しんでなかなかボールがつなげられない、なかなかシュートにいけないのかなというふうに見ていたんですが、そのあたり難しいところがあったんでしょうか？
いや、どちらかというとその立ち上がりのところで、相手にバックパス取ってしまったりとかセットプレー与えてしまったりしたところで、ちょっとゲームに落ち着いて入れなかった分、相手のことが見れなかったっていうのもあったと思います。
その時にはどんな指示を送ってらっしゃったんですか？
もっと見ようというところと、今僕らのそこが課題なので、ものすごくハードワークする選手たちですし、ボールを奪いに行く意欲もあるチームなので、もう一歩やっぱそこから攻撃というところに関して言ったらば、もっと相手を見る状況とかを作っていかなければ、落ち着かないゲームになってしまうのは必然的だと思います。
ただ試合前に後半の選手の交代がポイントになるとおっしゃってましたが、
はい、
後半だんだん栃木のペースになってきたんですが、そのあたりどの辺が改善されたんでしょ
いや、もう栃木のペースというよりは、前半後半早い時間帯に失点を重ねて、逆にカウンターを、狙われているシチュエーションになってたと思うので、僕らの時間帯っていうよりは金沢さんにうまくゲームをコントロールされたなと思ってます。
う。今日見つかった課題を含めてどういうところを伸ばしていきたいですか。
いや、まずこの8試合までで、取れた勝ち点だとか積み上げれたものもありますし、逆に足りない部分というのは多々、見える8試合にもなったので、ここからまた次の新潟戦に向けて自分たちの目の前に置かれた課題というものに急にできるようにはなりませんから、一つ一つ積み上げていけるような努力をしていきたいと思います。
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございました。